Clueless is a 1995 American romantic comedy film directed by Amy Heckerling and written by Heckerling. The story follows Cher Horowitz, Alicia Silverstone, a wealthy and popular 15-year-old girl who lives in Beverly Hills with her widowed father, Mel Danhidea, a successful lawyer. Despite her good nature, Cher is naive and deeply invested in a superficial lifestyle that revolves around expensive clothes and the social hierarchy of her high school. Her best friend Dionne, Stacey Dash, shares a similar perspective on life, but is dating a high school boy named Murray, Donald Faison, which Cher sees as pointless. Cher's debate teacher, Mr. Hall, Wallace Shawn, gives her a C grade for the semester, which sets off a chain of dramatic events. Dionne, who also received a lackluster grade, devises a plan with Cher to find a romantic interest for Mr. Hall, with the hope that he will be happier and more likely to boost their grades. They decide to set up Mr. Hall with another teacher, Miss Geist, Twink Kaplan, and they use a forged love letter and some subtle manipulation to spark a mutual interest between them. Eventually, the two teachers become a couple, and both become much more lenient with their grading. As a result, Cher is able to improve her grade to an A-, much to the delight of her father. Cher also interacts with Josh, Paul Rudd, at home. Josh is the college-aged son of one of Mel's ex-wives, who frequently stays at the Horowitz home to avoid his mother and new stepfather. Josh is nearly the complete opposite of Cher. He is an environmentally conscious person with a strong interest in societal welfare. Although they have a generally friendly relationship, there is also a lighthearted contentiousness between the two, with Cher teasing Josh about his alternative lifestyle and Josh criticizing Cher's materialism. Mel, however, openly approves of Josh's self-assurance and focus and encourages Cher to find a similar direction in her life. Ty Frazier, Brittany Murphy, a grungy artist with a trusting disposition and a poor understanding of high school popularity, transfers to Cher's school. Cher and Dionne befriend Ty and decide to give her a makeover to improve her social standing. However, Ty starts a romance with the cheerful skateboarding stoner Travis Birkenstock, Breckin Meyer. Cher, fearing for Ty's reputation, attempts to set her up with the rich, popular, newly single Elton, Jeremy Sisto. Cher leads Ty in after-school workout sessions, guides her in cultivating a new wardrobe, and expands her lexicon with trendy vocabulary. Josh disapproves of Cher's project with Ty, accusing her of trying to turn an innocent girl into a superficial brat, but Cher maintains that she is doing Ty kindness. Through a series of orchestrated interactions, Cher gets Ty and Elton to notice each other. Ty is excited and Elton's surprisingly receptive, but he pays more direct attention to Cher. To present the newly made-over Ty to the high school elite, Cher and Dionne bring her to a party. Once again, they try to steer her toward Elton, and they believe they made a connection when Ty is knocked unconscious with a projectile shoe and Elton revives her with an ice pack. However, when departing, Cher winds up being driven home by Elton, who makes a pass at her, confirming that he had never been interested in Ty. Cher is shocked and repulsed and Elton abandons her in a parking lot far from home. She is immediately mugged and is forced to call Josh from a payphone to ask for a lift. On the drive home, Cher suggests that they pick up food for Mel and his colleagues, who are working on a difficult case at the house. Impressed by this considerate suggestion, Josh begins to form a new opinion of her. In Mr. Hall's debate class, a new transfer student named Christian, who is suave and handsome, arrives. Cher is immediately drawn to him and contemplates breaking her rule of never dating a high school boy. They become friends and plan to attend a party together with Ty. When Christian comes to pick up Cher, both Mel and Josh are put off by his laid-back personality. Josh, feeling envious, tells Mel he will follow them to the party to protect Cher. At the party, while Cher and Christian bond on the dance floor, Ty feels self-conscious while watching Elton dance with his new girlfriend, Cher's rival Amber. Josh arrives and dances with Ty to make her feel more included and comfortable, which surprises and pleases Cher. Cher decides to take things further with Christian, so she invites him over when her father is away. However, to her disappointment, he he chooses to watch Tony Curtis movies instead of responding to her advances. The next day, while driving with Dionne and her boyfriend Murray, Cher expresses her disappointment with Christian's lack of romantic interest in her. Murray, amused, points out that Christian is gay. Embarrassed by her mistake, she chooses to focus on maintaining their friendship instead of pursuing a romantic relationship with him. While at the mall with Cher and Christian, Ty goes through a traumatic experience when some male acquaintances almost drop her over the upper-level railing as a joke. Christian is furious with the pranksters and comforts Ty, who is shaken but unharmed. Over the following days, the news of this incident spreads throughout the school, making Ty very popular. Cher watches, feeling uneasy, as Ty becomes caught up in the attention and becomes the shallow and snobbish person that Josh had accused her of creating. Cher is even more troubled when Ty rudely rejects the kind-hearted Travis in favor of a more popular group of friends. Cher, who is a poor driver with only a learner's permit, is preparing to take her driving test, but finds it difficult to focus after the change in her friendship with Ty. She ends up failing the driving test and goes home feeling dejected, only to find Ty and Josh playing a flirtatious game of hacky sack. Ty talks to Cher privately, telling her that she has gotten over her disappointment about Elton because she is now attracted to Josh. Cher is surprised and uncomfortable by this news, and tells Ty that she doesn't think Josh is a good match for her. Ty is offended and insults Cher before leaving. Cher goes on a solo shopping trip to clear her head and realizes that she is in love with Josh. Cher, feeling unusually vulnerable, turns to her father for advice. She tells him she's interested in a do-gooder type of person, but doesn't reveal that it's Josh she's interested in, and expresses her fear that she's too shallow and selfish to win his approval. Mel reassures her that she is a very caring person, just like her mother had been, and that she constantly goes out of her way to help her friends and family. Cher feels encouraged by this and decides to become more compassionate on a wider scale. After their fight, Ty approaches Cher and apologizes, and they become friends again. After watching Travis do well in a skateboarding competition and learning that he has quit his drug habit, Cher realizes that he is a good match for Ty and is happy when they reconcile. To impress Josh, Cher volunteers to help with a donation drive headed by Miss Geist for victims of the Pismo Beach disaster. Josh takes notice of her efforts, and Cher finds herself unexpectedly fulfilled by her charitable work. She and Josh also spend a lot of time helping Mel and his colleagues with paperwork for their important case. However, while working with one of Mel's stressed-out associates at her house, Cher accidentally sorts some crucial documents incorrectly, leading the panicked lawyer to insult and storm out of the house. Cher is devastated, but Josh defends and comforts her, and in the process, they both reveal their feelings for each other. At the end of the story, Mr. Hall and Miss Geist get married with many of their students in attendance, including Cher, who brought Josh as her date, Dionne, Murray, Ty, and Travis. As the bride prepares to throw the bouquet, the girls gather to catch it, and the boys watch with amusement. Eventually, Cher emerges victorious, catching the bouquet in her hand.